Good evening, Mayor Lorden and councilors. I think I'm well known to everybody here. My name's Dr. Gerard Losier, as you're all aware. First of all, I want to say it's probably 7 years since I've come and talked to council, and the last time I believe I came to this council was when Jerry Cormier, your former mayor, was here, and at that time I was bringing the idea about a nursing home, 300-bed facility. So I'm sad to see Mr. Cormier since passed, but the council at that time passed that motion to push ahead and recommend it to the provincial government, and we have our beautiful Shanix facility on the Miramichi. So I'm going to talk briefly, and what I want to emphasize is I'm here from the Losier Foundation, and I'm here to ask for a motion to ask again to have the provincial government and the Minister of Health to give us operational approval to open our facility. So I'm also going to tell you, because I think I'm well educated in medical needs in our community, given my involvement with the MRI and geriatric clinic and the nursing home, but also in palliative care. I work as a hospitalist inside Region 7 Hospital, and I've done that basically since the hospital opened. And I've been a family physician for 40 years this year, and in July of this year. The majority of my practice has been looking after seniors. So we're all well aware of going to the emergency room and seeing crowded emergency rooms looked after by overworked staff and understaffed patients, and to the point that there's, I think last week there was something like 25 extra patients in the emergency room versus their normally like they'd only like to have one. Since I'm here to talk about palliative care and the journey and the dignity that our Percy's Place offers, I would like to tell you about my experience inside that facility. We have patients that come every day with palliative needs to our hospital. And in that facility at Region 7 Hospital, they don't get to palliative care. Some of them die in the emergency room. Some of them die on surgery floor. Some of them die on a medical floor. They all are in need of a dignified journey to their demise. We are not offering that at Region 7 Hospital. We have a palliative care unit on the 4th floor, which is an extended unit of the ALC, alternative care floor, which is full of dementia patients and patients waiting for nursing home. That floor often has those demented and ill patients wandering into the palliative unit. It's run by care where they provide expert palliative care, but the situation is not private and conducive to the best situation that we'd all like to see. Our facility at Percy's Place at 1298 Water Street is a standalone facility that was built primarily to be a hospice. It was designed totally like that. The provincial government knows that that was the purpose of it. I'd like to explain to everybody, in 2018, we set off with a cooperative agreement with Hospice Miramichi to build the facility that they felt they wanted to move into. So over the next number of years, our cooperation continued. And then on April 22nd of this year, seeing that there were needed financial capabilities by Hospice Miramichi, and seeing that perhaps from our perspective there was some challenges, the cooperation deteriorated to the point that Hospice Miramichi sent us a letter that we were infringing on their autonomy. So recently we saw that they got a operational funding to move into Mount St. Joseph, and we must congratulate them, and we wish them all the success with their new venture there. But at the same time, that point, we recognized that we had put an enormous effort into this facility, and it was time for Percy's Place to move on independently when we got that letter. And so we moved on and we formed a board composed of board chair Greg Berry and the people that he has mentioned. And that has incorporated entity has applied for hospice and palliative care services and has been granted that. So we additionally sent an application after we got approval for the incorporation of Percy's Place and formed a board to the provincial government and have met with the Premier on 2 separate occasions and the Minister of Health on 2 separate occasions. So that was in June, and in July we sent the application off to the Department of Health and to the Premier requesting operational approval. And it's been a delay, as you can see, that's why we're here. So my belief as a physician and recognizing the needs in the Miramichi is that our facility does have the capability to improve the palliative care journey and to give dignity to those people well beyond the needs that the 4 beds in the unit are going to offer at Mount St. Joseph. We see every day. Last week we had 3 people die on the surgery floor. We had one person a few weeks ago die in the emergency room. Many of the families are restricted from access to this time in their life when they're losing their loved ones due to COVID restrictions. So we are asking here tonight to have you approve that motion for operational approval. I will tell you that we feel that since there was a delay by the government, we have recently sent a letter to them saying that if by December 1st or December 2nd, next Friday, that if we do not hear from them with our application, we can only assume that we're approved and we're going to open it anyway. We've also sent out recently applications for staffing there. I believe that no one has a monopoly on palliative care in our region. This building was built for Miramichiers. It wasn't built for Gerard Losier. It wasn't built for Judy Losier. It wasn't built for the council. It was built for Miramichiers. I put 5 years of effort into this building. We have paid the entire cost of the building. It's about $5.5 million. We've gotten 4% of donations, of which your $90,000 was greatly appreciated. The building is a state-of-the-art building. We feel that the Miramichiers deserve this. And that's why we're here presenting this tonight. So I thank you for allowing me to come and talk to you. We hope that we can get your support. We're not looking for financial support. If I have to pay from our foundation totally for the cost of patients in the Miramichi, I'm more than glad to do that. I don't think that would be appropriate, though. I think the government should give us some support. I think they should give us capital cost support. But I'm not going to argue at this point. We want to get this facility operational. We are ready to go. It's a magnificent facility. Please support our motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Losier. And just for clarity, would the additional, I think it's David, would you like to speak as well? You're good. Okay. And are there any questions from council at this time? Councillor Johnston.
Thank you, Your Worship. I will predicate my comments by saying un gros merci envers Médecin Losier, a big thank you to Dr. Losier. Your commitment, your passion, your dedication to the people of Miramichi, in fact, the entire region, is above reproach in every respect. And I commend you for your efforts, your empathy, and all you've done for the people of this fine city. I would also state that I am behooved as to why the provincial government does not give a standalone facility with functional specialists dealing with what would be perhaps one of the most sensitive and difficult part of one's journey in life medically to families of this region. I am not sure of the occupancy level of Percy's Place, but even if one family from our city has the compassion and the support and the empathy needed to support a loved one from their family in the last chapter of their life, get through to the end in a peaceful, dignified manner, it's well worth it. So I support Dr. Losier's proposal. I would support a motion moving forward with Percy's Place on behalf of the Losier Foundation. And I, too, question as to why any entity would have a monopoly on managing such a sensitive and particularly difficult end stage of life medical intervention when we have another option available that can only add good to the families and the people of this region and city. And I commend the effort, and I'm supportive of it. Thank you, merci.
Thank you, Councillor, for those comments. So, seeing nothing further tonight, as I mentioned, we'll follow up through the clerk to just make sure that all of the details of the proposed motion or the proposed license, I guess, are available to council in advance of any potential motions. So we'll come back with additional information at a later date for council. And thank you, gentlemen, for the presentation. And I think I speak for all of us when I say thank you to Dr. Losier and all of the members of your team for all you do in the community. So thank you very much.